So what's going on YouTube? It's JevMan316. Welcome back to the JevMan316 Customs YouTube channel. And welcome back to my Wandavision reaction video, which is going to be of episode 9, the series finale. So we finally reached the end of our reaction series. We went through 9 episodes, went through a 9-episode journey together. It's been weird. It's been interesting to say the least. So was this a grand finale to the series, or did it just fizzle out? Before we get into the details of the episode, if you'll do me a favor, do the normal YouTube stuff, hit the thumbs up and like this video if you will, and go ahead and also go ahead and leave any comments below. What do you think about WandaVision? How do you think they wrapped it up? Did you like it? Is this your favorite episode, or did you like some, or do you think this one kind of fizzled out? Let me know your thoughts. Then subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Got a lot of new subscribers over the last couple weeks. Really appreciate your support. Can't grow this channel without people like you. So after you subscribe, you go ahead and hit the notification bell. You'll be the first to know when I post new videos. I don't know what I'm going to do. I doubt I'll do Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Maybe I'll do the, I don't know, is that only 6 episodes? Maybe I'll watch all 6 and then just do one video for that one, because this WandaVision was kind of tough doing these each week. But with that being said, let's dig into WandaVision, and I'll give you my honest hot take on the series finale. Let's go. So like I said, this is going to be my last reaction video for the WandaVision series. This was episode 9, entitled The Series Finale. I'm assuming it will be, and that they probably won't do another season because of the way this will probably tie into the movies, and they won't need to. And they did call it the series finale. I'm going to try to avoid major spoilers, other than I will have to do a couple spoilers just to give my takes. It's going to be really hard to do it without that, so I'll go ahead and warn you in advance. I really had mixed feelings going into this episode. I couldn't wait. I really wanted to see how it ended, but I really was nervous because they got a lot of loose plot points that they were going to try to have to tie up in one, like 49-minute episode. So before it got started, I'm going to go ahead and let you know all the questions that were on my mind, and I'll let you know whether I thought they wrapped a lot of these up. So number 1 obviously was, were they going to have this big epic battle between Wanda and Agnes? And, you over here in this corner, you've got Agnes, the Wicked Witch. And then over here in this corner, you're going to have Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. And were they going to have a head-to-head battle that we all wanted them to have? And obviously they did. And it's pretty predictable what happened with that. Obviously, I won't spoil what happened. But all along, even at the end of what happened and how she ended up, well, I almost spoiled that totally. How the battle ended up was very predictable to me. What about you? You can leave any comments below. Would Wanda discover her true identity and find out like her secret origins and how she became the Scarlet Witch? Somewhat, but the episode let it linger a little bit as far as more details, and Wanda was actually studying at the end of the episode, trying to figure out all the ins and outs of who she was and how all that stuff came to be. One of the other questions was, would we have a final battle between the White Vision and Wanda's Vision, and would that come to a bitter end? And I will say that, yeah, they did have a pretty good battle between the two of them. Are Wanda's children real, or are they just part of her made-up world in her mind as a coping mechanism? Did Wanda release the residents of Westview and let them return to their regular lives? Who was Pietro, and was he really Wanda's brother? I was wondering that, and they did talk about that. Would we see any cameos from other MCU characters? Because I was really hoping that that's how they would link this thing in together, as we would see something. I'm not going to spoil that part for you, not yet. Maybe it'll come out as I'm talking. But let me go ahead and give you my total honest reaction to a lot of this. I do think that the show did a nice job of setting up the next phase 4 storylines. Other than that, it pretty much didn't come through with any of the theories that myself or a lot of the people on the internet were coming up with. They just basically were hollow theories. It didn't do, no Doctor Strange, I'll go ahead and tell you that didn't show up. No major Marvel character showed up. they just kind of they try to tidy up and wrap up most of the loose ends that were created by this own series. There were a couple of things that came out of this, but not a lot of the things that I was thinking. You did get, like I said, you did have a clear winner between the battle between Wanda and Agnes. Like I said, that was fairly predictable. She did truly become the Scarlet Witch that we were hoping for. That was obviously predictable based on the previous episodes. The fight between Vision and White Vision, that wasn't as predictable because I thought they might have a long drag out fight, and I thought it was pretty cool that they ended up having a fight that turned out to be a battle of the wits. Let's just call it that. So that was a pretty neat scene they had in there. I'll go ahead and spoil this. Obviously Wanda did the right thing. She did release the power she had on all those people and let them return to their lives. It was pretty sad, the scene where they all confronted her about that. It was nice to see you do find the true identity of Pietro. I was disappointed on what they did with that. I was hoping they would link that into the X-Men universe. They didn't. I won't spoil who it was, but he interacted mostly with Monica's character. And speaking of her, they did kind of set her up. They didn't do a lot with her in this episode, but it looks like they're going to save a lot of that for her character showing up in Captain Marvel 2 is what I would assume. So we'll get more about her in there. We didn't see much about Wanda's children because they were used as a pawn in Agnes's plan. I kind of figured that between the Wanda's vision and her children, they weren't real anyway. They were created out of her mind. They do disappear, and they are mentioned in the post-credit scene. So what I'll warn you, I won't spoil it, but I'll say watch and listen all the way to the end of the episode. So wrapping it up, in the end of this, I guess you'd say the main purpose of this series ended up being origin stories. You get the origin of the Scarlet Witch. You get the origin of the White Vision, and he does end up with some memories. I won't tell you much about that. I'm interested to see where that goes. And you end up with the origin of Monica Rambeau's character, whatever that's going to turn out to be. So she's got powers now. So that seemed to be the major plot points. They built up Wanda to have, she is starting to realize the scope of her power. And I'm assuming Wanda will be a major force in the next Doctor Strange movie. Funny enough, Agnes even tells Wanda at one point that she's so powerful that she's even more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme, which is obviously Doctor Strange she's talking about. But I guess that's okay. They wrapped up a lot of that stuff. They didn't do as much as they want, but I will say, right when I started getting disappointed, because I was watching the clock and I was like, what's going on? Are they going to better wrap this up and do something amazing? They didn't really do that, but they do hit us with some pretty epic emotional points in this. So you kind of know what's going to happen to Vision and her children, but you really still aren't prepared to see it. And I really wasn't, truly prepared to see Wanda go through all that pain and suffering again, because no matter how predictable it was, to see it and to see all of the culmination of the story and the way it ties up, it really does kind of bring a tear to your eye. Let's just say I won't make fun of Kevin Smith anymore when I see pictures of him with tears in his eyes all over social media. So with that being said, the ending didn't unfold exactly the way I thought. Things are more predictable, but Marvel once again covered all that up with some great emotional storytelling, left us with just enough unanswered questions to link into the next phase of the movies, and overall I was really satisfied with the series. I wish they could have done more, but I kind of see the route they're going, and I think I'm going to really enjoy it, how it links into the future. So what about you? Did you like episode 9, the series finale of WandaVision? Let me know below in the comments. And then after you do that, make sure you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. It really helps my videos when you do that. And then after you do that, if you go ahead, make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. And once you subscribe, hit the notification bell and you'll be the first to know when I post new YouTube videos. So I really appreciate all the support for anybody that's watched all my WandaVision reaction videos. And if you haven't, I'll go ahead and link to the playlist at the end. And I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. And this is JevMan316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying, you guys be safe out there.